People are strange. Fucking strange.
Is that strange?
That is strange.
That is strange.
Wow, that is strange. This is strange.
Ho, 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 everybody. Flexiclaws in the house. We got Triple Ho G. I don't know if you caught my name there, Flexipoo, but
I actually didn't until now.
I'm the Ho, ho, ho G. Okay?
That's it.
Yeah.
Ho, 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 and I don't mean your mama.
Yeah,
That's
we are very mature on today's episode, but hey, guess what? Flex is in a naughty mood. I'm in a don't give a fuck mood, so hey, we're here to just throw it down.
We're here. That's it, man. That is it.
Indeedy. Yeah, so we got some stuff we're going to talk about, you guys. We have this Rob Reiner death, murder, I should say. Apparently his son did it, but did he really do it? I don't know. We'll find out. And then, some Epstein news, some all these like redactions that are everybody's uncovered. This is Redaction Gate, right? All these redacted documents that people are copying and pasting into just a Word document, unredacted, magically. So, hey.
Yeah, I heard about that. I don't know.
Right. Yeah, and then, New Year's is canceled. In many, many countries, many states. I don't know. Or what is this? Many cities around the world are canceling New Year's.
But technically, New Year's is April 1st. If you go by the original calendar of 13 months and 28 days. So just saying.
Yep. That's why it's April Fool's, right? They're fooling everybody.
That's right. See? And we fall for it every time. So I will not wish anybody here a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Beer.
Oh, okay.
I will wait till April to wish you a Happy New Year.
There we go. Yeah, when spring has sprung, right? The new birth, the new life, when the world becomes green again. That should be the New Year's, right?
It should be.
Should be. So, okay. We have some stuff going on with this Rob Reiner death. So this was a weird story. I didn't really follow a lot of it. So do you have like any like background knowledge or like what's going on?
Yeah. So I've given you 3 videos because there's 3. Each video talks about different motives, which I found very interesting. I also found it interesting that they found the bodies at 3:33 in the afternoon. As soon as I saw that, I was like, Of course. I do know he was not a big fan of Trump, and Trump honestly, that tweet or message that he put out saying, hey, if you got Trump deranged syndrome, this is what happens. People kill you.
Whoa.
And then
he said that?
Then, yeah, on his Truth Social. If you go on his Truth Social.
Okay, I'm going to try to find that.
And then he doubled down on it in the office, in the Oval Office, being like, I didn't particularly like the guy. Now, when we talk about these videos, and we'll go through them, each one will talk a little differently about a motive. And I'm looking at this going like, there's a lot of celebrities lately dying.
Yeah.
A lot.
Yeah.
There's another guy that was in the It 2, and he was on The Wire, and he committed suicide. So are we like, serious? Like,
is this it?
He got shit on for this. Like, I'm sorry, you're the president of the United States. And I know this guy was causing shit with Trump, especially with the Russia hoax.
Okay.
Rob Reiner was pushing the Russia hoax stuff.
Yeah.
But like, if you read this, Greg, maybe if you want to read it.
Yeah, let's read this here. So this is Donald Trump, everybody. Okay. A very sad thing happened last night in Hollywood. Rob Reiner, a tortured and struggling, but once very talented movie director and comedy star, has passed away together with his wife, Michelle, reportedly due to anger he caused others through his massive, unyielding, and incurable affliction with a mind-crippling disease known as Trump derangement syndrome. God, this is the longest sentence ever. This is the longest sentence ever. Sometimes referred to as TDS. That was all one sentence, everybody. He is known to have driven people crazy by his raging obsession of President Donald J. Trump. With his previous
talking to the third person there.
Yeah. With his obvious paranoia reaching new heights as the Trump administration surpassed all goals and expectations of greatness, and with the golden age of America upon us, perhaps like never before, may Rob and Michelle rest in peace. Yeah, that's a little weird, dude.
Not just weird, but That's
bad
not
taste.
how a president should be. Yeah, should be. And then he doubled down on it in the Oval Office.
Is it
right
this?
there? It might be that one.
Let's listen to this. Let's see what he has to say here.
Mr. President, a number of Republicans have denounced your statement on Truth Social after the murder of Rob Reiner. Do you stand by that post?
Well, I wasn't a fan of his at all. He was a deranged person as far as Trump is concerned. He said he knew it was false. In fact, it's the exact opposite, that I was a friend of Russia, controlled by Russia. You know, it was the Russia hoax. He was one of the people behind it. I think he hurt himself in career-wise. He became like a deranged person, Trump derangement syndrome. So I was not a fan of Rob Reiner at all in any way, shape, or form. I thought he was very bad for our country. Yeah.
Slips, Mr. President.
I mean, it is what it is, dude. Like, do you blame him for hating? Like, if a guy,
I don't.
Yeah, if a guy was talking shit about me and like my family and stuff, and then he died.
He tried to lie about the Russia hoax. And apparently, you know, if it's not true, he is part owner and founder of Castle Rock.
Castle Rock, okay.
I don't want to give it away here, but Castle Rock is the production company apparently that was in charge of the whole Biden administration. So if you look at it and go, hey, they cheated in the you know what? Yeah.
Wait a second. I remember like the Q post. There was like something that said like Castle Rock, right?
Yes.
What?
And it's talking about production. It's talking about movies. So Rob Reiner has that connection. So if the you know what was stolen in 2020,
yeah,
and I would see why Trump would be upset. I don't think he should have wrote what he wrote, but there's 3 different motives in the videos that I gave you, and one being, again, stuff with Hollywood and stuff they do to their kids. And they love the joke about the stuff, folks, on comedy and celebrity roasts. They tell the truths in these roasts. Go watch any roast and they're telling the truth.
Right.
Bob Saget. And in one of these videos, there's the roast of Rob Reiner. And
shit.
If you look at it, there's 3 motives that I saw and found where I'm like, well, this would be a good reason to off somebody.
Well, so, hey, you know, like, so that Castle Rock here was mentioned in this 4414 here post where all these red flags, like red 1, POTUS, Twitter removal.
Yep.
Red 2, communication blackout. This is why everybody thinks there's going to be a blackout, everybody, because this whole Q post stuff. I mean, I honestly think that this stuff is going to come to fruition to give Trump more solidification with his base. I think they're going to have this like come true. But like Castle Rock is down here at the bottom. But like Castle
Rock Productions,
right,
has been or was tied to the set that they built for Biden.
Oh, really?
And the whole thing. Yeah, the video talks about it. So when I heard that, I'm like, okay.
It's like you're watching a movie, like what makes a good movie.
What they've been saying for years, you know, we're watching a movie and this is our essential casting.
Yeah,
so
Richard in the chat.
3 different ways.
Okay, well, so Richard in the chat is saying Castle Rock is a veiled reference to Stephen King.
Could be as well.
And I thought like the castle meant like the White House, like they refer to the White House as the castle. Yeah. It's like code name, you know what I mean? But like, okay.
We all know that Biden wasn't in the White House this whole time. He wasn't in there. He wasn't in there. They had built a set. Then they said, yes, we have a set because we needed more teleprompters. Like he wasn't in that White House. And they were building this white wall out front that everyone thought they were going to hang people. And they had it all guarded up and everything all boarded up and everything for the 4 years that he was there. So what I remember and was reminded with one of these videos about the Castle Rock Productions, because I remember seeing the Castle Rock being talked about, seeing the posts about it in Q when people would post about it. So yeah, there's a few different scenarios here. Again, it could have been his time, and when it's your time, that's when you got to pay your soul back to the Illuminati. He could have been giving up information, the one get rid of him. He could be a good guy. He could be a good guy, and he's under.
What if he was in the Epstein docs, dude, and like he wanted to get rid of himself before all this damning stuff came out?
The fact that his son and TMZ had come out and said that his son was schizophrenic and he had his medication changed or removed, and they were trying to figure out the levels of it. And the night of this murder, or the day before, they were at a party, and Conan O'Brien had a party, or was at a party, and they said the sun was going off and stuff like this. So there's this what's the word I'm looking for? Sorry, folks.
Unverified type of thing?
Not unverified. This unhinged kind of motive with the son being schizophrenic and being very confrontational that night with stuff, and having issues with his dad for many years. There's the fact that Rob could have done stuff to his kids, his son, which we'll watch in the roast because they joke about it. And watch and look at Rob, how uncomfortable he is when they're talking about this.
Okay, well, which one do you want to watch first? Because we got 3 videos. The Castle Rock production, since we were talking about that.
Yeah, let's do the Castle Rock one first.
All right, here we go. Let me cue up the volume here.
So let's talk about the Rob Reiner psyop.
Yeah.
Mike King went into great detail about the Reiners. Did that shooting really happen with his son? No. Rob is being put in the forefront because it's warming up the people for what Hollywood has been doing to children all these years. Because he and his dad were the big wigs in the Hollywood arena. And he mentioned what Al Franken did, and what Al Franken said, and what Billy Crystal said at a roast they did with Rob Reiner back in 2000. Take a listen.
On a typical night, Carl would slip into Rob's bed, roll him over, swab him down, and say something like, "I'm thinking about hiring Maury Amsterdam to play Buddy Sorrell. What do you think?" Well, the success of the Dick Van Dyke Show changed things dramatically. Carl started inviting many of his famous friends to son.
And when he began working closely with children, they compared him to Woody. What I respect most about Rob is his deep, almost suspicious love for kids, and he freely gives them his time, his money, whatever it takes to get them into the van. But you know, revenge. Do his work for kids. Where's all your pals? Where are the big wheels? I'm your pal, but where's the other guys you hang out with? Where's your Spielberg? Where's your Hanks? Where's Papa? Where's Mel? Where's Sweet Meg? Where is Meg? Not here. And she...
Here's Rob Reiner and his dad. Quick question. Would you guys kiss your dad like that?
Oh, on the lips?
I wouldn't.
Yeah, it's a little...
And as Mike King pointed out, there's a lot of truth in these roasts. Get ready. So let's talk about the Rob Reiner psyop.
Oh, okay. So that's it.
So what I want to show here, folks, is that Rob probably as a kid was passed around because his dad was in Hollywood, and he may have done it to his own son as well, because it's part of their I hate to say the word tradition, but it's part of their ritual.
Well, and it's proven that, like, if you are, molested as a child, you tend to be a molester yourself, right? You know what I mean?
Yeah. So this wasn't Rob doing it to his son. This was them saying it happened to Rob. And then Rob eventually, working with kids, unless he did Stand By Me, he did,
well,
Sally,
so that's another thing. So like Corey Feldman, he was in Stand By Me. Was he or
yes.
No? So
no, he was.
He was like the guy who grew up in like the 2 Coreys. The other Corey died, but he came out and saying like he was molested as a child, like for years throughout Hollywood and all this stuff. So I wonder if like it kind of began around this area, And like we got to be honest here, like we don't have any evidence that he is like Rob Reiner is a molester, but like this woman clearly thinks that he is, and she's presenting evidence like of a comedy roast as 100% proof that he like diddled kids and stuff. But it's like you got to kind of take it like with a grain of salt. We can investigate this stuff, but we just got to throw that.
My thoughts on this. In all the comedy roasts, anything with the kids, I don't find it funny when you're talking about doing stuff to kids.
Oh, dude, yeah, it's
and I don't think I would have found it funny then. And they all bring it up. Every roast, they're bringing up the stuff, very sexual stuff, And
I think that's why they do
years,
it though. Like they honestly, because like comedians will eat like the stuff that we get uncomfortable with. That is where the comedian will take a knife and just dig in, dude. You know what I mean? And so like they think it's funny,
like they can do race jokes and they can do jokes about religion and heritage, but effing kids, that's stupid. Like when they had The Rock on SNL and he goes, "Oh, I invented a molesting robot," you know, and it's just like that's not something you would joke with. You're a dad of 3.
Well, and maybe that's why they do it. You know, Zesty Zanimal in the chat is saying the roasts are meant to humiliate them. So it's like, what's more humiliating than the PEDO? You know what I mean? So like,
it is, and if it's true, and I find that a lot of comedians, comedy shines a light on the truth, and because it's comedy, we kind of laugh and don't think about it and just go, oh. But when we know what's coming out or hoping to come out or what we've seen come out and what's happened in the last 5 years, I just kind of like, I don't think I would have laughed in 2000 if I'd watched it, but definitely now when you look back, you know, it didn't age well. It kind of like, you know,
yeah.
And
well, like Richard in the chat
happen to Rob.
Richard saying, could the roast be revelation of the method? Kind of like, you know, using comedy to introduce it and like make it kind of funny, make people kind of accept it. And they like, you know, ha 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 ha. Yeah, and the more they hear it, they're like, eh.
Fucking kids is not funny.
No.
Nah. And when you're talking about doing it to your own kids or it's been done to you, as in this video where they're saying Carl did this to Rob, it'd be like, and he looked very uncomfortable sitting there. And it's kind of like, it's a passage that they must do to move forward. And I don't understand why they have to do this transgender stuff to each other. All this gay shit, like go watch the Diddy, any of the Diddy stuff. It's just like, it's this passage that they have. And it's like, there are gay people out there. I'm not saying anything about that. It's when you're doing it to kids and underage women and children.
Yeah. Or you're like forcing it upon somebody else as like a ritual or a rite. Somebody. You know what I mean? Like a sodomy type of thing.
Yeah. That's where I'm like, make jokes about it.
All right. So we have another video. We have the eyes and we have the what is this? Documentary on Putin? Which way do you want to go here?
Let's go the eyes first and then the Putin. So again, these are just different motives people are coming up with if the son actually did this.
All right, here we go.
They call these Sanpaku eyes.
I get crazy. Yeah, they don't want to set me off.
But what if I told you there's a reason? So we're going to review a couple clips from his past to see what's up with this. Okay, this sickens me, dude.
Well, the success of the Dick Van Dyke Show changed things dramatically. Carl started inviting many of his famous friends to son. Were you ever worried that...
This explains a little Sanpaku eyes. Y'all screenshot that and read that. As you can see, quite a few people have these eyes, and every one of them were, you know what I'm saying.
Films that make you think. They make you think, what the hell am I doing here? And Rob has always been compared to the great directors, always. When he directed me and all the great cast of Harry and Sally, they compared him to Woody. When he did Misery, they compared him to Brian De Palma and Alfred Hitchcock. When he began working closely with children, they compared him to Woody. And what I respect most...
What's funny about that?
...is his deep, almost suspicious love for kids, and he freely gives them his time.
He's sweating bullets a bit there.
It takes to get them into the van.
But, yeah.
Revenge. Do his work for kids. Rob has become a major, wonderful political activist, which is a code name for unemployed movie director.
Anybody want to tell me what's funny about that right there? Anybody at all? This is absolutely mind-blowing.
Okay. Yeah, I just got to say, like, this Clark Payne guy, he does sensationalize things a lot.
Yeah.
Like, oh my God, check this out.
I wanted just to bring up the first part of the video, which was about the eyes, because we're seeing that in a lot of celebrities lately, that there's something, we've talked about that recently, the Olsen twins, Ariana Grande, this person, you know, it's almost like, I think it's part of maybe the MK Ultra or the trauma. There's
Yeah.
something with the eyes there. The second half of the video I was going to tell you to stop. I just wanted the first half. I just wanted the first half because the eyes, there's something there. There's something there we're seeing.
Yeah, the Sanpaku eyes. I know, like Donut, everybody go follow Donut. He's done like some really good breakdowns on Sanpaku eyes tied to like some derangement syndromes, right? So like, and then also like, I think Donut tied Sanpaku eyes to danger. And I think he was like throwing out, Jelly Roll had like massive Sanpaku eyes. I don't know if he does now that when you lose weight, do your eyes get bright? I don't know.
No.
What happens?
I want to, one day I'm going to find a photo of me when I got super, super shredded. I went down to 6.5%, 7% body fat.
Did your eyelids tighten up?
No, my eyes didn't change and the shape of my face didn't change, meaning my bone structure. So when we're talking about Ozempic and a lot of this massive weight loss, that doesn't happen. I look the same. I just look thinner in the face, but my eyes don't change and my jawline doesn't change. And we look at Kelly Osbourne and you look at Simon Cowell, like all these people just look so different recently. Some of it could be plastic surgery and stuff, but there's something with the eyes. We've talked about this in our private conversations on Telegram. We have our calls and we're like, we can't put our finger on it, but we can. There's something with the eyes. And it's almost like there's a very famous photo of a young boy who went missing. And when they found him a few hours later or the next day, his eyes were like wide open like this. And it was kind of like
freaky,
scared, traumatized, which is almost the same looking eyes and face they get when they showed the before and after of World War II. They showed a soldier 4 or 5 years later. It's the big eyes, the trauma, which we're seeing in a lot of these shooters. Here
you go.
So MK Ultra.
So Nick Reiner. So the Sanpaku eyes is where you have the white on the bottom or white on the top, and then you don't have. So it's like you only have white below or only white above. Right. Yeah. So like normally you don't see the white below or above on people's eyes. You just see like the iris.
Unless you open your eyes really wide. But just in a resting state. Like The Rock has the same thing too. Yeah.
This is Kohberger.
Like they all have the same eyes. Like it's
this is Lady Gaga, but she's looking up. See, that's what I hate when people include, like, if you look up, obviously you're gonna see the lower whites of the eyes, right?
Yeah.
And this was Princess Diana, but again, I don't know. I'd have to see more, but like,
I think it's related to trauma based, and that's what they're saying. It's this trauma based with the eyes. Now, grant you, if you got your eyes super wide, like they all have their eyes open,
right?
But there's this lifelessness behind it, which we're seeing.
So Sanpaku is a Japanese word that translates literally to 3 whites. It's described as a specific appearance where the white part of the eye, the sclera, is visible on 3 sides of the iris. Oh, okay. Instead of the typical 2, left and right. Oh, okay, okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
But again, we don't know what happens to these people in Hollywood, what they do to their kids, initiation, and the fact that this gentleman was diagnosed with severe schizophrenia, and he was off his meds, and they put him back on the meds, and they were changing the meds. And there was I think it was a 5-minute video on TMZ where they were talking about how they were trying to find the right amount and levels for the meds recently. And that could cause, in that video, he joked and said, I can be set off and you don't want to see me get set off. So, he got mad at his dad about something. And the next videos that we talk about, apparently he was working on a documentary, his son.
Right. Well, before we get there, I do want to say, like the comedy roast thing, I don't know if that's enough evidence for me, like to say that he was diddling kids. I do find it very suspicious that like, yeah, they joke about that, but I've seen that on a lot of people. If we see more evidence come out of Rob Reiner and like his history with children and stuff, especially with like the document dumps, I just find that his death like right now is very suspicious timing, right?
That's why I don't think we'll ever find out. I think what's happening here, there's two sides of this. There's if the plan is still in place and they're getting rid of these people and trying to wake people up, you're going to get fed stuff like what we're talking about and talk about it, where you're going to think about it and go, well, he was in Hollywood and this happened with his son and whatever, nothing will be definitive. I think it's sort of it's a safe way of them protecting them, because they always said if they agree to helping the white hats, then they will have an outing that makes them look good. And if they don't agree to the white hats, this is back when I believed this stuff, then they would get rid of someone. So maybe someone like Rob didn't agree to it. Maybe someone like Bob Saget, like whatever happened to him.
Yeah.
Like that dude got smashed in the head, bro.
I know.
You know what I mean? So there's this kind of like, are you going to agree to go along with us with this and help it if you still believe in the plan? Or are they worried they might say something because they know they're going to be arrested and interviewed and getting rid of people? So it's a little bit of everything here where I'm like, I don't know who's at fault here. And the son is just a patsy. And they're like, hey, let's just pick on the son who was doing a documentary on the Russia hoax and apparently got into an argument with his dad about it. And I'm just like,
okay. Yeah, because I do think that they will blame innocent individuals as patsies, right? I mean, we're looking at...
I think that's what's happening here.
Tyler Robinson, right?
Yeah, there's something bigger going on here than the sun going off. It's just an easy way to, and if the sun's been MK'd ultra'd, these stars have handlers. We know that these stars are just...
Well, and we know that there are false memory experts. Like there are psychologically or psychologists who claim to be false memory experts, where they can plant memories into a person's subconscious and make them believe that they actually did murder somebody. You know what I mean? Imagine
the technology they can do with AI now, and the technology they can with 5G, waves and stuff. And Trump just joked about, I helped with the 5G rollout, and now I heard there's 6G, and apparently 6G can see through your skin. Maybe, I don't know, like this. I saw a video of him just saying that today, and I'm like,
right.
Who knows what they can implant?
Well, dude, even with just 5G, I've seen like TED Talks of Wi-Fi being so strong that they can use Wi-Fi to detect where a person is standing in the room, like get a silhouette of an exact precise location. You know what I mean? So if you have all these Wi-Fi routers, or at least like the ping, the net around you with all these towers, they can you have a
Google Home.
Yeah, right.
Where you talk to. If you have internet lighting, I have my lights in my living room. I use my phone and I can change the color and stuff. That's all internet. That's all internet based.
It's all Wi-Fi.
Right in front of us, right next to me.
Yeah, your phone.
It's everywhere, bro.
Yep.
It's everywhere.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like they can already pinpoint us. So why would they want to do it even more? I guess, I think it's about predicting what you're going to do next. And that's what they really want.
Yeah, predicting. And it's sort of basically like predictive programming too. They keep telling us this 5Gs, and we're still waiting to see when they flip the switch. All the people that took that go into zombies, they were talking about it.
Okay.
I don't know, man. We heard that years ago being like,
I know,
what does it do? What does it do? But listen, who's to say? They're super, super intelligent. They're not going to let anything go. If they could be like, hey, let's shut everything down for 2 years. Let's do the greatest transfer of wealth from one to the other. Let's destroy this. Let's destroy that. Families. Let's give so many psychological and social issues with children because they weren't in school.
Yeah.
Let's give them this so that there's rapid cancer, and at the same time give them this, and we switch the switch on and we can fry them.
Well, yeah, and all those towers went up during 2020 when everything was shut down, right?
Yeah.
And then let's not forget about the massive influx of money that Donald Trump did with the massive spending bill, the largest spending bill in the history, which greatly reduced the amount of the dollar, or the value of the dollar, because the more money you spend, the more money you print.
Yeah.
The less money's worth.
I'm waiting for the aliens to come, the internet to go down, money to crash. And that's my bingo card for 2026. That's what I'm waiting for.
Hey, I think I'm going to be looking for Rob Reiner on this Epstein stuff. Okay. That's what I'm going to do. And I
if you can find them, because it's all redacted. Like, why you?
Well, hey,
out
not
stuff?
so fast, not so fast. We'll get there soon. But let's look at this video on this documentary here. Okay, this Putin documentary apparently. Here, let's see.
Now again, I've seen a few people talk about it. Just because they talked about it doesn't mean it's true. But whatever I'm finding, I'm saying this could be another motive. So we've got the motive of him being insecure or not secured with his medication, to stuff could have happened to him, like his dad, and or stuff with this documentary, because they seem to always die when there's a documentary coming out, apparently.
Yeah, okay.
You know what I mean?
Let's check this out.
In other news, Rob Reiner and his wife Michelle, both found murdered. You know Rob, that plays the father from The Wolf of Wall Street.
Look what you got here. What? Look at this. $26,000 for one fucking dinner.
Okay, no, this could be explained.
So they're claiming the son Nick is responsible. I don't buy it. So I had to look into it. The father, not a fan of Trump. I take it neither was he. Because word on the street is Nick was doing a documentary about Putin and Trump. Enough said. Take a look at the clip of Rob here, and then I'll show you Trumpty Dumpty.
I'm Rob Reiner, and America, we've got a problem. We've been attacked by a foreign enemy power, and our president refuses to defend us. Donald Trump is meeting with Russian President Vladimir Putin one-on-one in a closed-door meeting with no aides present and no record of what will be said. Putin's government attacked our democracy by interfering in the 2016 election to help Donald Trump become president. That is not in dispute. It has been verified by all U.S. intelligence agencies, the Republican-led Senate Intelligence Committee, and the U.S. Justice Department. Trump and his campaign's conspiracy with Russia is the subject of a federal investigation. And yet Donald Trump refuses to meet with Robert Mueller, the prosecutor leading that investigation. Trump said he'd meet with anyone. He told us, I'll speak to anybody. But now he's backing out. If he has nothing to hide, why won't he sit down and answer Mueller's questions? What's he afraid of? In light of his meeting with Putin, it's more imperative than ever that we get that truth. Join me in demanding that Trump meet with Mueller and answer his questions.
Well, I wasn't a fan of his at all. He was a deranged person as far as Trump is concerned. He said
Trump is concerned.
He knew it was false. In fact, it's the
You are
exact opposite,
Trump.
that I was
I forget.
a friend of Russia, controlled by Russia. You know, it was the Russia hoax. He was one of the people behind it. I think he hurt himself in career-wise. He became like a deranged person, Trump derangement syndrome. So I was not a fan of Rob Reiner at all, in any way, shape, or form. I thought he was very bad for our country.
He was a deranged person as far as Trump is concerned. Speaking in the third person, narcissism 101, deflection 101 after that class. I'll admit, he is good at what he does. He has a lot of people fooled. I mean, he started this MAGA cult, and boom, it took off. The MAGA nuts loyalty should be sold on Amazon. They do this all the time. They killed the lead singer of Linkin Park because he was going to come out exposing pedos. So watch this story and then how it'll change and the cover-ups, and you already know how it goes. I'll be back.
Okay. Yeah, there's a lot of assumptions this guy is throwing out. He's got it all solved.
It's all assumptions. Now, I don't think this is assumption. I thought the Russia hoax thing was proved to be false.
Yeah, it was.
So, that would be a reason why Trump would be pissed. And I get it. But you have to have a little more couth, Trump.
Exactly. Dude, I'm taking the opportunity right now to change my name to Greg Nog. I totally missed that. Greg Nog it is. Dude.
Did someone say it in the chat? Or you
oh,
just
no.
thought about it?
I thought about it, and I'm like, dude, I got to do this right now because I'm going to forget. So, okay. Yeah, so like with Trump, I think he just doesn't give a shit that the guy's dead. Honestly, like the guy talks shit about him. And the reason why
if he was doing that shit.
Yeah, and the reason why Trump never went and met with Mueller is because he knew the FBI would get him on something. Like as far as lying or perjury or getting some little tiny thing wrong. And then they'd slap that on Trump and blah, blah, blah. That's like the most likely thing is You never sit down with the FBI willingly.
No.
Like, who the fuck
No.
does that? And then, like, it's proven that the FBI tried to set Trump up. So why would he
Yes.
go sit down with somebody who's trying to get
Right.
his ass? You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
that you know, obviously
That's
he's
part
not
of the video. I was just like, whatever, bro. But again, if there is a documentary, you know, again, it ties in with what we've heard with Chester Benningfield,
Oh, Bennington? Chester Bennington?
Bennington, the other guy from Soundgarden.
Yeah, Chris Cornell.
Apparently, the guy from the Fast and the Furious. So I'm drawing a blank here, folks. Been sniffing too much Christmas
Oh,
ornaments.
Paul Walker?
Paul Walker was apparently working on something, was going to talk about something about Hillary Clinton. Again, this is all assumptions, but it's just interesting to see that when there is some kind of docu series or docudrama coming out or documentary coming out, people go missing.
Well, yeah. I wonder what's happened to this guy. So did you hear about this or see this? The Call of Duty video game, the co-creator, how he died in this crash?
Dude just ran right into an concrete barrier.
Like Vince Zampella, co-creator behind the Call of Duty video game franchise, killed in a car crash near Los Angeles. And I'm just
he comes
like,
out of the tunnel and just loses control. He
Right,
goes
and-
onto the dirt.
and whenever I see stuff like this, I'm like, who wanted this guy dead?
Yeah.
Right? Kablamo. I mean,
And then they walk up and they start dragging bodies away. I'm like, I don't know whose body. There's a body right there on the ground.
yeah, they're dragging.
there.
Yeah. I think he's in the chair though, so like they just grab the chair or the seatbelt straps. But yeah, it's like this thing just comes flying in. Like, what is that? A Lambo or something?
Or it could be a Corvette, maybe.
Yeah, they're just going way too fast.
It's a minimum 500 horsepower. And you can see he comes out and hits the
It's the dirt. Can't
but again,
stop.
hits the dirt, man. I mean,
Oh, puta maros.
but
Yeah.
like again, why are the cameras right there at the end of the tunnel? You know,
Well,
like,
so
why?
I think that
Like,
those
just-
were his friends or something filming him, and they're like, "Oh, here
Yeah.
he comes!" Oh, but like usually when you have people like of that level of influence, like he created one of the most. I mean, Call of Duty. You could say that this is like more of a video game that gets people or kids into the military. You know, like because obviously you're shooting, you're being secretive, you're working with squads.
He's like the godfather of first-person shooting games. That's how they described him as. So
Right.
that's huge. You know, he's the one that designed the first games that now everyone is, playing and other companies trying to emulate. So yeah, but again, it's just there's so many this week that have just dropped off, and every time I see it, I'm looking for the 33, which Rob Reiner and his wife were found at 3:33 in the afternoon, and I'm like,
Yeah, I
and
mean,
even if they
Agent
weren't, they throw it out there.
Double OKK, the Anne Hesh thing was insane, dude. The Anne Hesh thing
Yeah.
was like wild. Like she sat up,
Shut up,
on the
and they're like,
gurney.
you're like, get the fuck down, boom.
Yeah, they zipped her whole head and then she
Get
unzipped
in
it
there.
from inside. It's just so weird.
Yeah, it's just crazy. There's so much of that, and we talk about it, and then within a week or two, we forget until people in the chat remind us. You know, Bob Saget, you know, how he died too, and it was news for a few weeks, and we talked about it, and then disappeared. But they all, like, they're just not dying of like, you know, heart disease
Right.
or old age. It's always hanging from a doorknob with a red handkerchief.
Yep.
Some kind of accident. Wasn't there like a plane that crashed too with some guy a NASCAR driver?
Oh yeah. Just recently.
You know,
Yeah.
like in the last 10 days, we've lost it's almost been a person every
You,
day.
you know what it is? You know what it is, Flex? I will tell you. It is the winter solstice sacrifice.
But see, that, like, I know people will be like, oh, like, you know, there's no proof of that. We don't need proof of it, folks.
Yeah.
They do it.
Well, and
They
it's
do it.
so funny because not
Christmas
funny, but like last year around the winter solstice, there was a man who lit a woman on fire on a New York subway.
Mhm.
He just walked up to her. She was like probably homeless and sleeping on the bus, lit her up, right there. And then she was like standing. It was just like the vividry, like the imagery was like so, ugh. And then I told my wife, I'm like, within the next 2 weeks or so, you're going to find somebody burned alive. Like somebody is going to set someone on fire just because. And then literally like within 2 days that happened, like in Chicago or something. So that happened like early December. And like well, just right around this time, you see a lot of death. And it's like right around the winter solstice, the 10 days of Christmas are the 10 days of ritual death, everybody.
We just had someone die of fire in that video with the car.
Right.
That's death by fire.
Yeah. So and like I know Donut calls them the Ember months, or at least he was the first one that I've ever heard, the Ember months. So embers, from the flames.
November, December.
Right. We'll keep our eye out on Rob Reiner, and I don't know if his son actually did it or not. I think you're right. I think son's a patsy.
Yeah.
I do want to kind of switch into this Epstein redaction stuff. And I do want to cover a video talking about, well, this is James Lee, and you'll recognize him when you see him. But like he's talking about Trump, like a post coming from the newly released files where it's talking about Trump and Epstein potentially graping a young woman. This was the confession of a limo driver, right? And so like I just want to play the video, and then I want to show you a post that's like linked to the video that kind of poo-poos this whole idea. All right. So here, let's take a look. Listen here.
Might be the darkest. This is from a limo.
Whoop. Let me refresh here.
There have been some crazy things that we have found in the Epstein files, but this right here might be the darkest. This is from a limo driver who had met Trump in the 1990s, and he alleges that Donald Trump raped a young girl along with Jeffrey Epstein. The victim was then encouraged to go to the police, to which she replied, quote, "I can't because they will kill me." The victim did eventually report it to the police, but she was found a while later with her, quote, head blown off. And the police officers on scene stated that there was no way it was a suicide, even though the coroner ruled it as such. Like, what the actual hell is going on here, and why are we not doing anything about it? Okay, we gotta let these guys know that this does not end until people, these gross, disgusting people, all go to jail.
Yeah, so he's kind of like jumping to conclusions, assuming that this is correct. But there was a guy who posted right below this, and he says this was dismissed and debunked 5 years ago. One of the people who claimed this was a Jerry Springer Show former producer. No corroboration exists. No limo driver testimony. No Oklahoma deaths matching the one in the document. And so he's basically resharing his own post. It says, another Trump slander campaign debunked. This is why Democrats approval rating, blah, 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 blah. So he posts a screenshot. And the screenshot just says specific sensational claims, 1995 grape allegation, not legitimate and debunked. So some ex posts referencing this 1995 grape claim where a limo driver allegedly overheard Trump discussing abusing a girl with Epstein, and the victim was later found dead in Kiefer, Oklahoma, with her head blown off. This appears to be a distorted and fabricated version of the 2016 lawsuit by Katie Johnson, which is a pseudonym, by the way, alleging that Trump and Epstein graped her in 1994 at the age of 13 during a party at Epstein's New York residence. And then this was filed anonymously, refiled, and then dropped twice amid threats and lack of evidence. And then, so basically, he's basically saying that this post this is a fake document that is kind of revising and remaking up this 2016 lawsuit by Katie Johnson. Now, I don't know. This just says this appears to be, but there's no proof that this is a revision or even a fake document. So, like, just because he's saying, like, PolitiFact, Snopes, and others rate it false, unsubstantiated. I don't know why I can't read tonight, but so, like, we all know that Snopes, PolitiFact, these are all kind of full of shit anyway. So like saying that those rated as false, that's
and
not
why would
really
Trump
enough.
be in the back of a limo talking about raping somebody?
Right.
You know, like,
right.
You know what I mean? Like,
it's like we abused a girl with Epstein.
Yeah, you wouldn't be talking about that in a limo.
Right.
Even if the privacy window was up, you'd be like, I don't know.
Right. And then the Department of Justice did come out and say that like there has been, what did they say? I think right here.
I personally don't think Trump has done anything. I just don't know why he's not wanting to just expose it all. And I think it's because they'll do it when it comes time for the what's the elections that are next year? The
midterms?
What midterms? People are saying, yeah, he's using this as is baiting them into the midterms. But like, I don't think Trump has ever really done it. I don't think Trump has done anything. I just don't know why he's not wanting to just expose.
Well, it's because this kind of stuff, dude. Because like the DOJ has purported that this letter from Jeffrey Epstein to Larry Nassar saying our president also shares our love of young nubile girls is fake. So like apparently there was this fake document that was presented in these files where you have Epstein writing on the left and then Larry Nassar writing on the right. And let me see if I can open this in a new image here. Yeah, there we go. So Epstein. Oh, wait. So wait a second. Okay. So on the right is just a continue. This is backwards. I don't know. It's like superimposed. So it begins on the right and then ends on the left. So it says, Dear Larry Nadler, as you know, by now I have taken the short route home. Good luck. We share one thing, our love and caring for young ladies and the hope they reach their full potential. Our president also shares our love and our love of young nubile girls. And then I think this says, when a young beauty walked by the loved to grab snatch. When a young beauty walked by, he loved to, quote, grab snatch, whereas we ended up snatching grab in the mess hall of the system. Life is unfair.
Jesus.
And then Jeffrey Epstein. And then, so it's like, this kind of fits in with the whole like Trump, saying that you can grab women by the pussy, right? Like he's been caught saying that. He doesn't deny saying that. That was clearly him. And he just said it was locker room talk. But like the DOJ says that this was fake. So here's what the DOJ said. That the FBI has confirmed this alleged letter from Jeffrey Epstein to Larry Nassar is fake. The fake letter was received by the jail and flagged for the FBI. At that time, the FBI made this conclusion based on the following facts. So the writing does not appear to match Jeffrey Epstein's. The letter was postmarked 3 days after Epstein's death out of North Virginia. And when he was jailed in New York. The return address did not list the jail where Epstein was held and did not include his inmate number, which is required for outgoing mail. This fake letter serves as a reminder that just because a document is released by the Department of Justice does not make the allegations or the claims of the document factual. So it's like, do you think that the letter could have been written before he went to jail? And then just postmarked by somebody else, like sent out?
I don't know. But did you see the jail footage that just came out where they show Jeffrey trying to hang himself?
Right. Yeah.
Like that just came out recently. And I'm like, what? They just released that. And again, we don't know if it's real. That's what I mean. Like, who here trusts the Department of Justice? Who here trusts the FBI?
Exactly.
Who here trusts the FBI? Who here would trust any content creator if they just say this is what's happening, as opposed to, hey, here's what we found, which is what we talk about here. This is what we found. What do you think? And then we have our opinions being like, hey, I think it could be possible that way. But we don't know.
I think I found the video right here. Looks like Hillary comes in.
Come here, you varmint! Help!
Oh boy.
He doesn't even look anything like him.
I
and
know.
That looks
It's
nothing
just-
like her.
It's hilarious. Come here, you varmint. Yeah, so like here, this is a 12-second video that the DOJ released of Epstein in his cell the same day that he killed himself. Here is a still just a still shot of it, I guess. That looks pretty fake to me, but it's way too blurry to tell, right?
Again, it's just like in this day and age, what is going on with this? We have 4K cameras. We have 1080 cameras.
Right. Especially on him.
That's
like, why did you not have high def on him in his special jail cell?
And that is that his hair, or is he wearing a hat? Like, what the hell is what is that?
So like this. I mean, it's basically
God,
just.
honestly, I am so fucking tired of this shit.
I know.
Just either end it or just move on and put in the beast system and let us move on.
I'm hoping that somebody can look at like the image of the room and say like, this wasn't there. This like these details don't match. Like, of course, like you wouldn't be able to do that at this angle, because remember that.
Daniel says it's been proven that it's AI.
Oh, it is fake video. Okay.
Well, no.
Okay. Who proved that? Was it?
Well, that's what I mean. So the video could be real and we can't prove it, or the video could be fake and we can't prove it.
Right.
This is perfect. This is perfect because all this does is puts everybody in limbo, week after week, month after month, year after year, and by the time I'm 70 and Greg is 50, we still won't have any answers. We'll be like,
And that's the thing. I feel like it's on purpose because.
Yes.
Isn't it like the timing that all of this AI, the freaking banana, whatever the hell it's called, like
nano banana,
whatever the hell, like all of these realistic AI technology is released first, and then now they release the Epstein documents when no one will believe a thing. Like I've seen comments that say, I will not believe a video or a photo ever again. No. Because who's going to, like, if you love Trump, you're not going to believe any of it. If you love this, whatever Hollywood star that's caught on video, you're not going to believe it. Right.
Like, folks, Greg and I are off on vacation. This is AI. We're deep faking here. We're not even here.
Yeah.
This is fake. We ain't here.
You can tell.
That's why our names are Flexiclaws and Greg. We're not here.
There we go.
We've tricked you for the last, some odd minutes, 50 minutes, an hour. We're not here. But it's gotten to that point where one day we may not have to be here. We just go, here's the topics, watch us. And Greg and I are not here.
Yeah. Eventually I'm just going to record, like have AI create an episode and then we'll just publish it.
Yeah, man.
Why not?
Yeah. We'll sit back and see how many people we've tricked. Like tonight, we've tricked you all.
So here's another thing about Trump that's very suspicious. So this is coming from Brian Allen. I don't know if this guy has left-leaning bias. He's followed by Owen Schroyer and other people. So I don't know, maybe, but like this is the document number EFTA 000025010 contains allegations from a minor describing a horrific abuse involving Trump, Epstein, and others. These are survivors' claims documented in FBI records. Read at your own discretion. This is not easy material. So discretion is advised, everybody, because this is kind of rough. So this says witness information, first name Donald, middle name blank, last name Trump. So this is a witness information. So Donald Trump is the witness. It's showing his age of birth, 70. Additional information.
So this was 10 years ago then, because he's, 80 now or 79 now?
I think he's 70 something. Yeah. I think because he was.
This is not. Yeah.
So this says, again, just trying to find out the NYPD detective on the FBI sex trafficking task force that called me a couple of weeks ago and spoke to me about some of these issues. How is the contact known? He participated regularly in paying money to force me to blank with him. and he was present when my uncle murdered my newborn child and disposed of the body in Lake Michigan.
What?
Right. And so
That
like
one
this whole document is kind of confusing to read for me, because I'm like, is Donald Trump the witness saying this, or like I honestly don't understand.
It looks like he is the witness because it says witness information, and it's giving the information of the witness, not suspect. I would think it would say suspect information,
right,
if he was the suspect.
Right. And then like additional info, and then how is contact known? So is the contact the witness here? I don't understand. So this needs a little bit more context for me. But I thought that was interesting.
I'll believe half of this stuff if it's brought in as evidence in court. It has to be in court. When people are just posting shit like this, saying the limo driver overheard Donald Trump say something in the back seat and stuff like that, that's just adding fuel to the flame, on both sides. The one side be us saying it's not real, the other side being like it is real, is real, is real, is real. See?
Is real.
Is real.
Yeah. And I think that's all done on purpose. I think that this whole like shenanigans that the FBI went in, like the Russiagate, and they were setting up Trump, I think that was to get people to distrust the DOJ, distrust our judicial system, right?
And then our three-letter agencies,
yeah, exactly. And then so once that happens, whatever evidence they have against Trump, no one is going to believe it, even if it's true, right? So I'm not saying that that's happening, but I'm just saying that risk is real, and everybody has to admit their biases now, because I don't trust the FBI. I don't trust the DOJ. But like, I know that there is real evidence that still exists in the world. I don't know if the stuff about Trump is all made up, or if it's some made up and some of it's real. Like, how am I to decide that, right?
Did you, and anybody in the chat can give us your opinion on this, did any of us think it was going to go this way, where it got so muddled up and so bad, where we're all like, now we can't trust anybody, we can't trust the right, the left, the middle, where it's just kind of like, we wanted him back in office, we wanted him to there wanted to be accountability, and there's been zero arrests, zero anything. And it's just like, if they are still working to arrest people, the way they're doing this is not the way I actually thought it would ever go, because it's muddying things up. It's blurring the lines. It's not this, hey, we have the evidence, here it is, they're going to tribunal courts, blah, blah, blah. And I don't think this will happen under Trump's administration. He cannot be in office when these arrests are being made.
Because it'll make it look like...
So either they were done during Joe Biden's time.
Why can't
That's what I mean.
Why can't it happen under his watch?
Because you'll have people being like, he's just making this up. He's a rapist. He's a liar. He's doing this, or that. We can't trust him.
Or it's like he's going after his political foes.
That's what I was just about to say. He's going after his political people that wronged him, and yeah, I just don't. I think it has to be, I don't know how, but it has to be an unbiased body, a system. I don't know. They have to come up with a new system. It has to be another country that does it and says, look, from the outside in, we're looking and seeing this. It can't be within the U.S. system, because nobody trusts the system.
Yeah, Danielson says investigations take time. To do it the right way, it can take years. So
yes, they can, but my God, like we're losing our minds here with this, to the point where if and when this stuff does come out, neither side's going to believe it. And maybe that was the plan all along, is to blur it so badly, because the world would end very quickly if we find out how many people, politicians, CEOs, athletes, musicians, are all involved in this. In this,
right? Well, if you think about it,
we put them all on a pedestal. You know,
Right.
look how much money this idiot Jake Paul made
Oh,
over the weekend.
Yeah, dude. Bro's jaw
Finally
in two
fighting
places,
a
right?
real boxer and getting knocked out. You know what? Break my jaw, knock me down for $93 million. It's just this. Everyone's put everybody on a pedestal that when we start to wipe that pedestal clean, it would destroy the world. As people have said in the chat, let's rip the fucking Band-Aid off.
Yeah.
Just do it. If you're not ready for this by now,
But
then
that's
switch the 5G on.
Yeah.
Zap these bitches and ho ho ho, move to your next thing. That's it.
I think that's part of like the whole setup, though. They know that if this information is going to come out, they're just going to muddy the water so that way no one will know what to believe, right? And that is that's what they're going to do.
Yeah, look at COVID, right? They just CNN came out and said they're going to put a black box warning label on the you know what.
Mm-hmm.
Pfizer just came out and said, we never said we were going to do that. So now they've got that out.
Right.
What we've been saying for a long time. It's been 5 years. It will be 6 years this March, where the longer it goes, the more people are going to be like, well, what do you want me to do? Yeah, I lost my business. I started over again. Yeah, I took it or didn't take it. Yeah, I haven't spoken to my family. The longer 9/11 has gone, the more people have been like, well, what do you want us to do about it?
Right.
We know. So it's the same thing with the
Well,
Epstein.
people are
the longer
still
this goes.
Yeah, people are still taking the you know what, yearly,
Yes.
if not,
Yes, I
monthly
see it
around
at
this
the
time.
drugstore. The flu and the C, little C, big V, as you guys would call it.
Right. And so I did say, like, what are the odds that they call it a black box warning, like the black cube? You know, like it all comes back to Saturn and the black cube and black box. It's like, okay, black rock, black cube, black box. Speaking of black boxes, the redactions. So I have a link to this document. This is like the main document, Second Amendment complaint. I don't know. This is like the Virgin Islands. This is against a bunch of people, including Jeffrey Epstein. So the government of the United States and the Virgin Islands versus Darren Indyke in his individual capacity and in a capacity as the executor for the estate of Jeffrey Epstein. Okay, so this is the document that everybody's looking at, and they're going through and finding all the redactions, and they're pasting them in. But like, I just wanted to show everybody the beginning pages of this document and how much is unredacted. Like, you can't find a redaction. Like, I'm scrolling through.
You're like 5 pages deep now.
You can't find a redaction until down here. Just past one. So section, what is it? Section 80. This is, what page is this? 18?
I think it's page, yeah.
And so I'm just saying, like, there's a lot that's not redacted, but like, I just wanted to show you what you can do here. You can copy this and then just go to like a Google or a Word doc, and then you can just paste it in and it's right there. Unredacted.
What?
So like, as of October 23rd, 2007, Indyke was listed as president of the foundation, and then it's just straight up redaction, right?
What? How is that possible?
And it says right here, he was also a signatory on the foundation's checking accounts. And so that's what people are doing, is they're going through and they're copying and they're pasting. I think this was obviously done on purpose. Some people say that it's like, oh, you fired government employees. This is what happens when you don't like check all the boxes. But I think what's hilarious is like even the audio works.
84 as of October 23rd, 2007, Indyke was listed as president of the foundation. He also was a signatory on the foundation's checking accounts.
See, it reads the redacted material.
Who's the
I
guy?
think
Who's
that
the guy
was-
that was in the wheelchair?
And that
Who's
was
the guy that was-
pre-AI.
Who's the guy in the wheelchair? I
He went to Epstein Island too.
Yeah, what
Stephen
was his
Hawking.
name? Yeah, that sounds like Stephen Hawking a little bit.
Accounts.
Here's
85 between September 2015 and June 2000.
Yeah, that's he's making a presence here, everybody. Stephen Hawking has revived himself through a Adobe speaking program. But yeah,
That's
so
crazy, man.
I've done this and I've looked through a lot of this. There's a lot of like company names that are redacted, the amounts that are paid. There's like locations. There was one that was redacted down here. I don't know if I have it anymore. But it had to do with like them blackmailing people. So saying or making threats not to disclose any of this information. That was all redacted. I'll have to try to find it. I don't remember what page it was on, but
if you and I
dandy.
or anybody in this chat did what these people did, our names wouldn't be redacted. We would be on the news, first and last name. They would say where we lived, how we did it. I don't understand why they can't just, especially with the celebrities, politicians a little tougher, but why are they protecting them? Like
money and control, man.
Like if it was anybody here right now, we would be on the news. This is what's happened. These two guys, you're on this podcast, have been doing this stuff to kids. We've got them, blah, 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 blah. It's just, this is just drives me insane. We all know that this is going on. Just release the names. Like fuck off and release the names.
I agree. But like right here, you'll see like they start talking about transporting young women and female children to the Virgin Islands and Little St. James while limiting public observation of this trafficking activity.
Why is it called the Virgin Islands too?
Isn't that where, I don't know. Maybe that's like, maybe there was more than one island.
I don't know. Virgins and children.
I know,
They
right?
like to tell us.
So defendants used Epstein's businesses and ostensibly charitable foundations in the Virgin Islands to make payments to the victims who were trafficked and sexually abused while concealing these payments from detection by law enforcement authorities.
Agent KK just said the same thing I said. Why does it say Virgin Islands? See, so it's kind of like,
yeah.
Why?
Well, that's why, because they were using charitable foundations and Epstein's businesses that were set up in the Virgin Islands to make payments to victims who were sex trafficked.
Yeah.
This says, so essentially you just have a bunch of this stuff that's talking about like what the defendants did, right? The defendants also actively obstructed law enforcement by denying investigators access to Little St. James beyond its dock or boat dock. And then you have this big section of redactions. So I copied this and I pasted it into here just to see what they wanted to hide, right? And so if you read 203, it says, well, here, let me try to, there we go. It says defendants also attempted to conceal their criminal acts or their criminal sex trafficking and abuse conduct by paying large sums of money to participant witnesses, including by paying for their attorney's fees and case costs in litigation related to this conduct.
Well, why redact that? There's no names in there. There's no, like, why?
Because I have a feeling it's going back to the attorney who accepted the money.
Okay.
And I don't know if that's Dershowitz.
His name and his company's not there.
Exactly.
So it's
right.
like, just why redact it?
I mean, it might have to do with other redactions throughout the document. So like this is all like, I think the redactions are all connected. So Epstein also threatened harm to victims and helped release damaging stories about them to damage their credibility when they tried to go public with their stories of being trafficked and sexually abused. That was all redacted, today. Right?
Yeah.
Epstein also instructed one or more Epstein Enterprise participant witnesses to destroy evidence relevant to ongoing court proceedings involving defendants' criminal sex trafficking and abuse conduct. These were all redacted. So isn't that interesting? It's like their blackmail, like threatening harm.
We already knew all this. That's what I mean.
Destroying evidence.
We know they're doing this. I'm surprised they're doing it because there's no names in there or foundations or, it's very broad. It's saying what they've done. It's not specific. Specific is where I'd say they would redact it if they actually had names, corporations.
So they do. They do
officials.
have government, or they have corporations that are redacted. So
yes,
like,
but in those 3 paragraphs, they don't really talk about that. They just
Right.
talk about what we already know. Like, yeah,
well,
they do this shit.
you know what's
pay
weird?
off
They
people.
might list it further up here. So like from 2011 to 2019, Epstein and Epstein-owned entities paid over blah 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 to defendant co-executive in Dyke and over blank. So this includes blah 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 blah. Right. So if we scroll down and we paste, this includes loans that are still outstanding to Indike and Con related entities. Based on records obtained so far, tax forms provided by Epstein entities did not report nearly the full compensation to blah blah blah. So it does list, yes, not in those 3 sections where it's talking about the defendants and the attorneys and all that stuff, but I think you can do some math if you look further up into the document and unredact everything. And then Danielson was saying, I remember they did this several years ago with other documents. Do you remember that?
Oh, probably. But my mind's drawn a blank now because it's numbing. It's just like, I don't think this is going to go anywhere. I just feel let's give them something so we would shut up about it, which we're not going to, because we're like, we want to see an arrest, a big one. I just don't see it going anywhere. And I also think it's used to distract from what they're doing over here, which is all the AI and the digital dollar stuff and the Venezuela stuff and the shooting that happened at that university. And apparently after that, someone went to this home, shot a person who now Trump's administration has bought parts of that company.
Right.
For that energy, you know what I mean? Like, I just got into that today. So I'll have to research a bit more on that. I'm like, God, like that's the stuff we're not hearing about because we're worrying about this nothing burger.
Right. Yeah.
And double patty and cheese, nothing burger. Hold the sauce on the side.
Yeah. I mean, I'm going to pay attention to maybe like an Ian Carroll who can like dig into this and has the time to like look at the documents and look at the businesses and link it all together.
Or a Candace Owen or Nick Fuentes, even though they could be controlled opposition.
Yeah.
Don't know.
Yeah. I think everything is controlled opposition at this point. It's like,
like, no, you're right.
I don't trust influencers as far as like, I don't trust the FBI. It's like I treat them the same way because I don't.
Yeah, no, you're right. That's where it is now. Unfortunately, I think the truth movement has been hijacked.
Right.
I think that's what's happened. I think the MAGA party's been hijacked by the Uniparty. I think the truth movement's been hijacked. And now we're coming into the holiday season and they're canceling fucking New Year's Eve and shit, man.
Yes, we have to talk about this. We have to talk about this.
Scaring the shit out of people.
Do you want me to play this video?
Yeah.
Okay, so this is about New Year's Eve being canceled in certain cities, right? Okay, here we go.
New Year's Eve celebrations are officially canceled this year in some major cities worldwide for a reason that is absolutely shocking. Okay, so basically this is a massive concern for public safety. These events have been recently targeted. The reason for all of this is because of these 4 individuals who were arrested earlier this week trying to plan something and now being charged with conspiracy. I'm not sure we're ever going to get the full story of exactly how this happened, but these arrests mark the disruption of a dangerous conspiracy to be able to spread fear and terror in Southern California. What we do know, and to keep it short, these 4 people were planning something absolutely awful to happen on the night of New Year's in Southern California. This started a domino effect, and cities like Paris are now calling off a large portion of their activities on that night to be able to keep the general public safe. Shortly after, Tokyo then announced that their countdown event will never be happening this year as well. Serbia then goes on to announce that they will be canceling all of their celebrations this year and there will be no organized New Year's Eve parties. I promise to keep you guys updated about everything happening in the news, especially when more cities are beginning to cancel these events, so make sure to add me and come back tomorrow for another update.
Yeah, dude, it's kind of weird when you see everybody like jumping on the same bandwagon and doing the same thing, right?
I don't know about the 4 people, but the next video is Newsmax, I believe, talking about it. And Dan Danielson just talked about it.
I don't have another video.
Islamic. Did I not send it to you?
Yeah, I don't. That was it. That was the last one.
There's one where they're talking about the Islamic
I can search it up real quick on X.
Yeah, I typed in New Year's canceled, and it was a Newsmax episode.
Oh yeah, I got it right here.
And they were going into more detail. They don't talk about those 4 people. They're talking about, hey, they've let in too many people, and they're worried that there's an Islamic threat. Yeah, Banelson saying, did they cancel it? France do the Islamic threat. So
yeah, let's take a listen here. We don't have to watch the full video because this is like
no, it's pretty long. Just the first bit.
Okay.
A beautiful and spectacular event, and it has all been canceled because the French government can no longer keep its own people safe from potential radical Islamic terrorists that they have welcomed into their country. Think about that. France has let in so many Middle East and North African migrants that they can no longer assemble in crowds. We're watching one of the most beautiful countries and cultures in the world commit suicide, and this threat has now spread all over the West. This is not singular to Australia or France. It is everywhere now, including in Germany, where many are too scared to go to the country's many famous Christmas markets because they are now so dangerous. They're such a target for radical Islamists. Take a listen to the details from this report.
Terrorists have struck 7 European Christmas markets since 2014, 3 in France and 4 in Germany, all carried out by men of Muslim or Middle Eastern backgrounds. Authorities arrested 5 men suspected of planning attack number 8 in Germany last week. One of them, a Muslim cleric from a German mosque who urged his followers to kill as many people as possible.
Yeah. Attack number 8 foiled. There was another attack in Poland on a Christmas market foiled as well. The one in Germany, a Muslim cleric that left Egypt to move to Germany, moving to a country which tolerantly allows him to work at a mosque, to have a mosque. And what does he do when he gets to Germany and he's saved by the West? He begins indoctrinating other Muslims to murder as many Christians as they possibly can.
Okay. So do you see what they're doing here?
Yeah.
Like, am I the only one who sees that they are trying to make everybody fearful of Muslims?
Yeah.
Just like they did after 9/11.
9/11. Yeah.
They want you to hate Muslims because they want you to look towards Muslims as the problem.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying like some Muslims kill people, like that's definitely a thing, but like some white people kill people, some black people kill people,
African American, Muslims, Canadians, U.S. citizens,
but like,
you know,
picture this,
Jewish.
Picture this report instead of talking about Muslims. Picture him talking about black people like this, where he's like, they let in black people, and you know that they let this guy open up his own black church, teaching others to just go kill white people. Yeah. Like,
it's just more division.
Yes,
more division. That's why I started a T-shirt company, because it talks about we need to bring people together and not have any more division. I'm literally sitting there going like, how do we bring people together? Let's be the voice, not the noise, is what I have on my mind all the time. And I'm like, you know what? That's all this is. You can be a voice,
right?
But that's the wrong voice. That's the wrong voice.
Right.
That's voice
so
right there.
Like, remember Candace Owen put out like a tweet saying in the second week of December, we're going to have another 9/11 event.
Yeah.
It's like literally mirroring the same timeline as all of these Islamic terrorist events that are happening around the world. Right. So it's like, I feel like they might be trying to set up another 9/11 event, dude.
Oh, I think so. Or the white hats know they're trying to, and they're trying to warn us saying, don't go out because we don't have enough evidence or power or eyes on it right now. I'm trying to always think positive here, Greg. It's Christmas. The white hats must be saying, we think there's something on the radar, so just stay home. Let's put out this bullshit. I don't know anymore.
Yeah. So Agent OKK said, Greg, I know someone who moved here from Germany and he started crying about it. What they are doing to it. It's not a lie. So yeah, I mean, I get it. But like the way that our media, like, I just don't trust our media and how they present certain stories like this. Like, this makes me think it's pure 100% propaganda and that it might not even be happening. It's not real.
Yeah.
Like that's maybe the fault of the media and its impressions on me, and maybe it's my own fault for not trusting media sources. But like,
but
I'm sorry.
Would we have a reason to trust them? Honestly,
Right.
We noticed in the last 5 years we can't trust them. And when you go back and look at the media, even a decade, 2 decades ago, you're like, oh, they pulled the wool over our eyes then. You know, it just now it doesn't take as long to see the bullshit on a false flag.
Exactly.
We see it immediately. You'd have to see it within months or years back in the day. Now we see this the shooting in Australia where the guy was on the ground taking a selfie, and he's like, you know what I mean, guys?
Yeah.
Like, it's just more division, just more. I don't know how. Like I said, aliens come and get us. Take me away, take us away. We can still run a show. Look, I'm pretty sure they got good Wi-Fi up there.
Yeah.
Greg and I can run our show up there.
You're right next to the Starlink satellites.
That's right. If you still believe there's satellites flying around in space,
there you go.
1,000 of them. Yeah.
Exactly.
Don't even get me started on that.
So what do you think? Do you think New York City is going to cancel this New Year's Eve party, the ball drop?
I mean, even if they don't, they've put the fear out for people not to go.
Right.
So they win. They win by scaring people and they win by not doing it.
Right.
Just PHUCK in the ass. We just got in the butt. That's all it is. It's just to scare people over and over again. They don't have to do it. All the issues with the planes and the Boeing, scare people. It's all about scaring people.
Yeah. No, they want you in fear, and they want you to fear your fellow man. So that way,
that's it.
When you walk by, you're like clenching your fist and you're getting ready to protect yourself.
I'm working on I showing Greg last week, a clothing line, and it's, faith over fear, and it's just like, you have to have faith in something other than what's put in front of you with the media, have a faith in some type of religion. There's something greater and more powerful than you are. It doesn't matter what it is, your family, your friends, your community. But you cannot have faith in what is presented to us, because we know, especially in the last 5 years, it's all BS. And that's what's hard. I saw a quote the other day that said, when you wake up, your conscience wakes up, then you realize that life is fucked. And I was like, wow, it's true, because I can't watch a movie the same way. I can't look at an article the same way anymore. It is fucked. Once your consciousness wakes up, you're like, it's fucked.
Yep.
I was just like, damn, that's a t-shirt too. I'm just thinking of a million ideas for t-shirts, but that's it. Because we're working on Strange Sauna stuff, folks. So working on some Strange Sauna t-shirts.
Yes.
I've got about five designs. I can do more. Greg and I are looking at them. We want to start putting some stuff out. I'm doing my own personal stuff on the side too.
Yeah. Flex is taking full charge of this, and he's making some kick-ass designs. So hopefully, once you get that t-shirt business up and running, we'll get a little sway over our way, and we'll make some stuff happen.
Well, we'll have to talk how to do that, because I don't know how you do it through Teespring unless I send the designs to you.
We'll make it happen, dude. We'll make it super easy. We'll make it easy.
It's going to happen, guys. I've been working like mad on this stuff, because I think this is a way to help bring people together, and I see a lot of companies that put out Patriot shirts. There's ones up here in Canada as well, and supporting the show. So we've got some fun designs, some with aliens and Bigfoots and all-seeing eyes, and
hell yeah, dude.
Greg and I will sit there and we'll figure it out. Figure it out. But it is being worked on, trust me.
It is, yes, and we will provide an update as soon as possible. But yes, I think tonight we have gone through quite a bit of topics. And we'll have to see what's going on with this Rob Reiner thing. I do think it's interesting. I think that it's like a very suspicious timing for his death. It was a very brutal murder, apparently, right? And then hopefully New Year's happens. I don't know.
Guys, enjoy your holidays, and and let's think about people too that are not with us anymore. I always say the best present is to be present. So phone somebody, text somebody, email somebody that may be alone, you haven't spoken to a while. you know, let's involve them in some type of celebration as well, and like screw all this shit. You know, it's entertaining to a point.
Life's too short, man. Life's too short. So, you know, love the ones you got. So, all right. So Flex, you stay naughty up there in Canada land.
Naughty.
Everybody else stay steamy.